Welcome back. Oh my God, I love you above all things, with my whole heart and soul, because you are all good and worthy of all my love. I love my neighbor as myself for the love of you. I forgive all who have injured me, and I ask pardon of all whom I have injured. Let's go to 23. We started here with priestly, and we're coming over here to 23, and we're going to deal with that little teaching today. We're going to learn about what it is to be a priest. It's in the context of a call of the laity, and think of that call of the laity as a nest, and think of it as the Holy Spirit fluttering over that nest, laying eggs in that nest, and we're going to see what that potentiality is. That egg is potential. So we continue. There is no need to recite the litany of social moral liabilities that strongly undermine the otherwise virtuous living of people. Sad to say, the farther individuals live away from Christian virtue, the more they debase themselves, the more they alienate one another. He's talking about the importance of this identity as Christian faithful, as priests, the general term of priest. And that is to transform self and others into the image of Jesus Christ, to live as he did, to work as he did, and to sanctify others as he did. So we'll continue. There is the perception which does not seem to be altogether baseless. The farther humanity is from the time of the passion, death, and resurrection of Christ, the farther they are, too, from Christian teaching and spirit. The result of this is the gradual undoing of humanity itself. Otherwise, how can one satisfactorily explain that the more man loves himself, the more he destroys his own self? The more pleasure he craves, the more pain and sorrow he brings to himself. The more humanity loves life, the more they kill one another. So strange yet so true. He's building up a case that, and he's pleading with you, Christian faithful, you laity, you must rise to the occasion and the needs of the church, the needs of Jesus Christ, the needs of your brother, and you can do it in simple ways, a phone call, a letter. There are so many opportunities, but wake up. Start with awake. The truth is that the human person becomes inhuman when rejective of the Christian virtues, which are in fact some kind of combination of what is human and what is divine. Humanity must ultimately learn and come to the conclusion that living an unholy life is its own degradation, here and now, as well as its perdition hereafter and beyond. Human history is the best witness to the fact that when they do not accept and benefit from the priestly ministry or sanctifying work of Christ, supposedly rational beings become in effect irrational beings. This is a markedly unfortunate living contradiction. So he's saying that the more that there is some divinity here, and the more you increase your capacity for service by increasing your capacity to receive that divinity. And you folks out there as lay individuals of the Christian faithful, put on your identity. God has an image for you. God has a call for you. Come closer to that. Come closer to that understanding. And that's your happiness and it's your neighbor's. The greatest gift you can give to me or your neighbor, your spouse, or your kids is your own personal sanctification. You begin with an identification. You wake up and you indicate, you identify and say, I'm not God, I'm not an angel, but I am a man, woman, or youth, okay? I'm a human being. You start there. All the above bring to the fore the previously said imperative that men and women imbued and inspired by the priest in the life of Christ participate in the apostolate of sanctifying modern men and women. As the Christian faithful, for believers and followers of Christ not to take an active part in the endeavor is for them to betray, if not actually disown Christ, to reject their faith itself, considering that they must do according to their respective personal condition and individual situation. For instance, each in their own way. It would be difficult to forward any just or justified excuse for thinking and thereby acting otherwise. He says, look, it's it. That's it. You don't argue about gravity. You were thrust into existence. God did not consult you, say, would you like to be an angel? How about a big oak tree? No, you were thrust into existence. He created you. You now must look up, what does the owner's manual, the Creator, have for us in store? You were thrust into existence without consultation. Now is your time to learn what it is in the owner's manual, the Creator God. What does He have for you? How are you act? How are you to act? And you were made for goodness, for happiness, to dwell with Him forever. Begin working on that, okay? If you don't know what we're talking about, according to the Discalced Carmelite Order doctor, John of the Cross, who was a teacher of the great Saint John Paul II, begin with the virtue of patience. It's the first attribute of love. And as love increases, as patience increases, all the virtues increase. You will be illuminated. You will have strength to endure. You will have an increase of faith, hope, and love. The cardinal virtues will awaken in you. Prudence, justice, fortitude, temperance. Begin with that small virtue of patience. Give some small act of kindness to one that you don't like or who treats you badly. A flower anonymously to a neighbor that is angry with you, or a family member that just hates your guts. You're allowed to put love where there is no love. Doesn't mean you go over and give them a hug or try to get in their house. They may consider you an intruder. It's not what I'm talking about. You can do it remotely. You can love remotely. Teresa Valla does that all the time. She loves remotely. She's in heaven and she said, hey, I'm going to heaven to work. Tell her, put her to work. Say, hey, Teresa, I'm putting you to work. I'm a non-believer. I'm outside the Catholic Church. I don't even know who you are, but I'm putting you to work. You're not a liar. Let's test the spirit. You said, I'm going to heaven to work. Make her work. Give her what you want. And she supposedly will send flowers, roses, or the smell of roses to confirm that she's working on your matter. Okay? This is powerful stuff. Thank you.